Hey there folks, Al Roker here, and today I've got a story that's going to make you look at winter in a whole new way. Let me tell you a story that's as real as the snow crunching under your boots and as close as the chill in the air on a frosty morning. Picture the vast, endless Pacific Ocean, stretching thousands of miles. It's home to a powerful climate force called La Niña, which means the little girl in Spanish. But don't let her name fool you, she's no ordinary kid. La Niña has the power to change the weather for millions of people, deciding whether your winter will be buried in snow or surprisingly mild. This isn't just a local event either. Her influence ripples across the globe, reaching right into your backyard, no matter where you live. La Niña is part of a much bigger climate pattern, always paired with her warmer sibling, El Niño. Together, they're like a tag team, taking turns shaping the world's weather. When La Niña takes charge, she cools the surface waters of the Pacific, setting off a chain reaction in the atmosphere that can be felt thousands of miles away. It's like a domino effect. One small change in ocean temperature triggers another, and another, until the impacts reach all the way to North America and beyond. The oceans and atmosphere are always in conversation, constantly exchanging energy, and La Niña is one of their loudest, most dramatic exchanges. She cools the water, which changes the air above it, and that air rides the jet stream, those fast-moving rivers of air high above us, to shape our weather patterns. Depending on where you live, that jet stream might bring blasts of cold air and snow, or it might keep things unexpectedly mild and dry. As we head into winter, you'll hear a lot about La Niña, because what happens in the Pacific doesn't just stay in the Pacific. It affects weather, agriculture, and even the economy around the world. Knowing how La Niña works is your secret weapon for getting ready for whatever winter throws your way, whether it's snow, rain, or sunshine. So whether you're prepping the snowblower, planning a sunny escape, or just trying to figure out what coat to wear, understanding La Niña helps you stay one step ahead. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. So stick around as we unravel the mysteries of the little girl who chills the world. So, what is La Niña? You might have heard the term on the news or from weather experts, but what does it really mean, and why does it matter to you? In simple terms, La Niña is a climate pattern where ocean surface temperatures in the central and eastern tropical Pacific become unusually cold, much colder than what we typically see. Picture the equator stretching across the vast Pacific Ocean. Normally, these waters are warm and teeming with energy. But during La Niña, a huge swath of this region suddenly cools down, creating a striking patch of cold water that stands out against the usual warmth. This isn't just a small, temporary dip in temperature, it's a significant months-long chill that often reaches its peak during the winter season, sometimes lasting well into the following year. That cold water isn't just a local event, it sends ripples through the entire climate system, affecting weather patterns far beyond the Pacific. The ocean and atmosphere are always interacting, like partners in a complex dance. When the water cools, the atmosphere responds, shifting wind patterns, cloud formation, and even rainfall. La Niña is actually one phase of a larger climate cycle, called the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. This cycle also includes El Niño, which is the warm phase, and a neutral phase when conditions are more average. Think of ENSO like a seesaw. El Niño sits on one end, bringing warmth, while La Niña sits on the other, bringing cold. The climate tips back and forth between these phases, each with its own unique impacts. La Niña doesn't just cool things down, it actually amplifies the normal Pacific conditions, turning up the volume on typical weather patterns and making storms, droughts, and rainfall more intense in certain regions. This powerful cooling is strong enough to shift the jet streams, those high-speed winds high above us that steer weather systems and influence everything from rain to snow to heat waves. When La Niña nudges these jet streams, it can cause dramatic changes in storms and temperatures, not just in the Pacific, but across the entire globe, affecting millions of people. So remember, La Niña means more than just cold water. It signals big changes in weather patterns, sometimes bringing extreme conditions to places far from the Pacific. It's a natural, recurring pattern that scientists have tracked and studied for decades, using satellites, ocean buoys, and advanced computer models to understand its effects. By understanding this Pacific chill, meteorologists can start to predict how La Niña will reshape your winter, from the likelihood of snowstorms to the chances of drought or heavy rain. It's the first clue in solving your seasonal forecast, helping you prepare for whatever weather La Niña might bring to your part of the world. How does La Niña begin? The answer lies in the vast, restless waters of the tropical Pacific Ocean, where powerful forces are always at play. It all starts with the trade winds, steady, persistent winds that blow from east to west across the equator, shaping the climate of the entire region. These trade winds push warm surface water away from the coast of South America, driving it thousands of miles westward toward Australia and Indonesia, creating a vast pool of warm water in the western Pacific. As this warm water moves west, it allows cold, nutrient-rich water from the deep ocean to rise up along the South American coast, a process known as upwelling, which supports rich marine life and cools the surface. During La Niña, these trade winds don't just continue, they intensify, becoming much stronger than usual. This extra force pushes even more warm water toward Asia, piling it up near Indonesia and Australia. As a result, the eastern Pacific is left with a vast expanse of cold water at the surface, stretching for thousands of kilometers along the coast of the Americas. The outcome? A dramatic temperature difference across the Pacific Ocean, with warm water in the west and cold water dominating the east. This cold water chills the air above it, creating zones of high atmospheric pressure in the east, while the warm water in the west heats the air, fueling powerful thunderstorms and creating areas of low pressure. This sharp contrast strengthens the entire atmospheric circulation, setting up a feedback loop. Stronger winds cause more upwelling, which makes the eastern Pacific even colder, reinforcing La Niña's grip. The stronger the winds blow, the more upwelling occurs, and the colder the eastern Pacific becomes, amplifying the cycle. This powerful cycle can last for a year or even longer, sending signals through the atmosphere that reshape weather patterns all around the globe. From heavier monsoon rains in India to increased snowfall in North America, and even droughts or floods in other regions, it all starts with this powerful ocean atmosphere engine in the Pacific. That's how La Niña sets the stage for dramatic global weather changes, reminding us just how interconnected our planet's systems truly are. With that cold water in the Pacific, the atmosphere springs into action. The chilled ocean cools the air above, making it stable and dry. High pressure forms over the central and eastern Pacific. Meanwhile, the warm western Pacific fuels thunderstorms and heavy rain near Indonesia and Australia. This shift supercharges the Walker circulation, a giant conveyor belt of air along the equator. During La Niña, this conveyor speeds up, with rising storms in the west and sinking dry air in the east. The changes don't stay in the tropics, they push and pull the jet streams, those high-altitude rivers of air that steer weather across the U.S. The polar jet stream, in particular, shifts north over the Pacific, then dives south over North America. This brings cold Arctic air into the northern U.S. and redirects the main storm track. Some regions get hammered with snow and cold, while others stay warm and dry. La Niña acts like a traffic controller, rerouting the jet stream and setting up the winter weather patterns we see across the country. That's the atmospheric dance choreographed by La Niña. If you're in the northern U.S., La Niña often means a classic winter. The polar jet stream dives south, bringing Arctic air and more frequent cold snaps. The Pacific Northwest, northern Rockies, and Great Lakes get colder, snowier winters. Expect more snow days, higher heating bills, and plenty of powder for skiers. The storm track stays active, bringing blizzards and challenging travel. Even the Northeast can get in on the action, with big storms possible if the track is right. La Niña tilts the odds toward a colder, stormier winter for the entire northern tier. Head south and La Niña tells a different story. The jet stream blocks cold air, leaving the southern U.S. warmer and drier. The deep south, from Texas to Florida, often enjoys mild, sunny days and fewer cold snaps. But the lack of rain can worsen droughts, especially in the southwest, where winter snow is crucial for water supplies. Dry conditions also raise wildfire risks. So while the weather feels pleasant, the long-term consequences can be serious. La Niña brings benefits to some, challenges to others. It's a reminder of how interconnected our weather really is. What does a La Niña winter mean for you? Here's a quick checklist. In the north, Think Seattle, Minneapolis, Buffalo. Expect more cold days, more snow, and more time bundled up. You'll see frozen ground, frequent snow days, and a true winter wonderland. Ski resorts thrive, but commutes get tougher. In the South, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, look for mild sunny days and lower heating bills. Outdoor activities are a go, but lawns may brown and water levels drop. Watch for drought warnings and high fire danger. Whether it's snow piling up or dry gardens, La Niña's effects are easy to spot. It's a season of contrasts, so be ready for what your region brings. Preparation is key, no matter where you live. Why do we track La Niña so closely? Because knowledge is power. Predicting La Niña gives communities a head start on winter prep. Cities can budget for snow removal, while the South can plan for drought. Energy and agriculture sectors use these forecasts to manage resources and prices. Even retailers adjust their inventory based on what La Niña might bring. For you, it's a cue to check your furnace, prep your car, or conserve water. Being informed means you're ready, not just reacting. La Niña's influence ripples through the economy and your daily life. It's about taking control of what you can. So, there you have it. La Niña, the little girl with a big impact. She starts with a Pacific chill and ends with a winter that shapes your daily life. We've seen how she brings snow to the north and warmth to the south, all through a complex ocean atmosphere dance. The key takeaway: don't fear the forecast. Use it. Knowing the seasonal trend helps you prepare, whether it's for snow shovels or sunglasses. Remember, these are patterns, not guarantees. There will always be surprises. But understanding the trend is like having a seasonal roadmap. Preparation brings peace of mind, no matter what winter brings. As La Niña develops, take it as a friendly heads up from Mother Nature. Use this knowledge to help yourself and your community. Whether it's a winter of snow or sun, being ready means you're set for anything. Stay safe and stay warm.